Hello and welcome to Gani's Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to cook a delicious Punjabi Indian style chicken curry. It's easy to cook and needs about 45 minutes start to finish. So to start with, we have chicken here, curry cut into curry pieces. This is about 500-600 grams of chicken, nicely washed as you can see here. And for the marination, we are going to use this is whipped curd, about 1 cup of curd, and which is to be added for the marination. And then we have the spices. This is the salt to taste, Kashmiri red chili powder, about 1.5 teaspoon. We have the turmeric, which is about 1 teaspoon, slightly less, and then we have the coriander powder, again 1.5 teaspoons. And then we have 3 or 4 chilies and the cardamom and the cloves, these few pieces together. So we start with by adding the yogurt into the chicken. So for the marination, you need about we would say 2 hours would be a good time for the marination. So we add the curd, and then we add all the spices in. It goes in the Kashmiri chili, in goes the turmeric powder, and then we have the coriander powder, and then we add the salt, which of course you have to adjust to your own taste. And then in goes the green chilies, the cardamom, and the cloves. And then we give all of them a nice mix. And then we just leave it to marinate. For preparing the gravy, we have a few stages. First, we take a vessel, put it on heat, and add 2 to 3 tablespoons of clarified butter or ghee. There we go. Next, we add a bit of cooking oil into the ghee. Here I've used about 1 tablespoon of cooking oil. I've used mustard oil here. So once the mixture has heated up, we add the spices, a few bay leaves, and 4 or 5 cardamoms. I've split them up so that the seeds can get mixed with the oil. Next, we're going to add in the chopped onions. Here I have taken 3 medium-sized onions, finely chopped. It's best to keep them ready before the oil heats up. Add in the onions and give them a nice stir. There we go. Once the onion starts changing color, we start adding the spices. I have about 1 teaspoon of turmeric. It's important to follow the sequence of the spices. So once the turmeric goes in, we give it a nice stir and wait for that to get cooked. Once the raw turmeric smell goes away, we add in the next spice, which is the Kashmiri chili, red chili powder. Here I have about 2 teaspoons of Kashmiri red chili powder. It gives a nice red, vibrant color to the whole preparation. Stir that in and wait for that to get cooked. Next, in goes the salt. Of course, salt quantities to the taste. I've added Himalayan rock salt here. I use that quite frequently for almost all of my cooking. Once the salt goes in, don't forget that the onion is going to start releasing a bit of the water. So that also helps in not getting it too dry. Here I've added in the ginger and garlic paste, 1 teaspoonful of each. Some prefer to add the ginger garlic paste before adding in the onions, though it's your personal choice. Not that it makes much of a difference as to the taste. The only thing is that adding in ginger and garlic here helps keeping the mix moisturized, because it's got its own water which is going to be released. I also add in the coriander powder now, about 1.5 teaspoons of coriander powder. You can be quite generous with the coriander powder. It adds more flavor to the chicken preparation. And a dash of water. So stir and cook the mix nicely before adding in the tomatoes, which also you have to keep chopped beforehand. The thing is that once you add the tomatoes, the onions will not get cooked anymore. Here I have used 2 medium-sized tomatoes, finely chopped, well, not very finely, but sort of roughly chopped up. And add it in and give it a nice mix, and then wait for it to get cooked. Once the gravy gets cooked, and you can see from the color, it's turned a nice dark brown, we add in the marinated chicken. There we go. We also add in all the paste, which has all the spices mixed in with it. And now, of course, we have to give the whole thing a nice stir, just so that everything mixes up nicely and the chicken pieces get all the gravy, all the masala that we've just prepared. One important thing is that it's best to do the entire cooking mostly on medium to low heat. Not really low, but definitely not high heat, because firstly, the onions would burn if you do it on a high heat. And secondly, the cooking it brings out much more taste if you do it on a medium to low heat. So let's say lowish type of heat. At this stage, it's good to add a couple of tablespoon, maybe 1 tablespoon, 1.5 tablespoon of clarified butter again. This brings out the taste of the yogurt which we use to marinate the chicken, and also it helps to cook the yogurt nicely. So once we add it in the clarified butter, which is known as ghee, just give it a nice mix and then let it cook. One optional item that we can add is potatoes. This here I have used 2 medium-sized potatoes chopped up to about this size. This is totally optional. You need not add the potatoes at all. But if you do decide to add potatoes, wait until the chicken gets roughly half cooked, because the potato cooks faster than the chicken. So here I have used potatoes, added them in, and then again give them a nice stir and wait for the chicken and potatoes to get cooked together. Give the whole thing a stir every 5 to 7 minutes or so, just to make sure that things are going okay, nothing is sticking. If you do find that things are becoming a bit sticky, a bit dry, you can always add a dash of water just to keep things going nicely. So looks like we're done. It's got a nice color and the texture has come out also very nice. Even the smell has come out very nice, which you will know when you cook it yourself, of course. One thing to do is, if you like, you can add a pinch of garam masala, maybe 1 teaspoonful of garam masala, if you want it to be nice and more spicy than usual. I have not added garam masala here. And now, as for the serving, you can serve it as rice, as I'm showing here. We have a small amount of rice, and you can have it with the chicken, with the gravy. Or if you prefer, you could also have it with chapati or paratha. It goes with either of these. So, I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and good luck with your chicken curry. Thank you very much.